Welcome to the channel. Well, big news in the world of Home Assistant with the introduction of HACS v2 and its new improved user interface. But before we get into the specifics of how to install and what's changed, let's talk about what HACS is. Well, HACS stands for Home Assistant Community Store. It's a place where the community can upload and share their personal creations for both integrations and front-end interface elements, be they cards or enhancements to existing cards. It's completely free, easy to use, and is actively maintained and continue to grow as the popularity of Home Assistant increases. Now, I did a video back in 2023 on how to install HACS, links in the pop-up above, and although super simple, it involved using SSH, or more simply put, a terminal window, and that can be scary for some. So the HACS team have improved on this and made it easier to install and use. In this video, we'll show you how to upgrade or install, what's changed, and how to navigate around the UI. So let's dive on in and see why this is such an important change. Now, there are a few prerequisites that you'll need to satisfy to be able to install HACS v2. Firstly, you must be running on Home Assistant 2024.4 or newer. Now, since over 75% of the people are running on 2024.5 or newer, this should not be an issue for most people. But if you're running on an earlier version, you might need to upgrade. You can find out which version you are running by going to Settings, scroll down, About, now check the core version. So anything newer than 2024.4.1 and you are good to go. Now, if you have HACS already installed, then the remainder of the prerequisites would have already been met. In which case you would have noticed that a new update for HACS v2 with some minor revision numbers afterwards would have appeared. If this is the case, then simply press the update and everything will take care of itself, and you can jump straight to the changes in the user interface part of the video. If not, then watch on. Next, you'll need to be running on a version that supports add-ons, which at this time is the Home Assistant OS and the supervised versions. You can find this out in the About section again. Just make sure that it has the supervisor listed. Next, you'll need to be able to access the file system, but if you're running Home Assistant OS or supervised, then this is not an issue. The next prerequisites relate to accessing the system logs, but this is only relevant if you are triaging issues. You must also have a stable internet connection and be able to access the GitHub, as we'll need to set up an account later in the video. This is important as you might be behind a firewall and HACS relies on downloading its repositories from GitHub. Once you have met all of these prerequisites, you can move on to the installation. There are a few steps to the installation and none of these need SSH or a terminal window, so it's not scary at all. Firstly, select the link in the description for HACS install. This will take you to a Home Assistant add-on installation screen. Validate that the IP address matches your Home Assistant instance address using the pencil to the right of the address to adjust as required. Then press Open. You'll be advised that there is a missing add-on repository for the GitHub HACS add-on. Press Add. You'll be taken to a Get HACS screen. Press Install. There is no requirement to toggle the Start on Boot or Auto Update. Simply press Start. Now you'll need to restart Home Assistant. Go to the Developer Tools, press Restart Home Assistant and confirm with Restart. Home Assistant will now restart. Once it comes back, we can configure HACS. Navigate to Settings, Devices and Services. Now you will need to clear your cache to allow HACS to show up. This will vary machine to machine, but on Windows, press the Function key 5 or simply refresh your screen. Now press the Add Integration in the bottom right-hand corner. Search for and select HACS. Read through and agree to all of the terms and conditions and press Submit. This will give you an authorization key and ask to navigate to the GitHub link to authorize the access. Copy the authorization key and select the link to GitHub. You'll be taken to a new browser tab. Now, if you already have a GitHub account and have logged into it, you'll be asked to continue as I am. If not, you'll be asked to create one. Press Continue, paste in your authorization key, and press Continue. A screen will pop up and ask you if you wish HACS to have access to your account. Press Authorize HACS. You'll receive a congratulations screen that HACS is now connected to your GitHub account. If you move back to your Home Assistant tab, you'll be presented with a success message. Now, if this is a fresh install, this will only have the HACS listed as a device. But if this is a reinstallation or upgrade, then you'll have all your previous HACS integrations and front-end elements will be brought across. Optionally give these an area and press finish. You will notice that a new integration has appeared and the number of devices will align to the elements that were brought across. In addition, you will now have a new entry on the left-hand menu for HACS that we'll be using when we do the walkthrough of the user interface. If the icon to the left of the HACS is not displayed, then refresh your screen and it will appear. Now there are some further configuration options that you can set for HACS, but these are for more advanced or specialized user cases, so I'll put a link in the description if you want to explore these. Now let's have a look at the new user interface. If you select HACS in the left-hand menu, it will bring up the new user interface. The interface has changed dramatically compared to the old version. It's a lot more direct and driven by filters, groups and sorts, which makes it much easier to find what you're looking for and download or update HACS integrations or front-end elements. First, let's cover filters. Press the filters in the top left-hand corner. Here you have two drop-downs, one for status and one for type. Dropping the status drop-down reveals the options for pending restart, which is when an element has been installed but HACS needs Home Assistant restarted to complete the installation. Pending update, this is a new version available for this repository. To download it, select re-download. Downloaded is where a repository has been downloaded and it is available to be used. New is where HACS found repositories that have not been seen before. If you select Dismiss New, which are available from the three dots in the top right-hand corner, then these will be shown under Available for Download. And Available for Download, these are repositories that are not new to HACS and can be downloaded. Now press the drop-down for Type. We get the options for Dashboard, which are dashboard cards, Integrations, which are integrations that have not come from Home Assistant but have been developed by the community. As such, make sure you read the documentation before implementing. Then there's templates, which are powerful features that allow you to format and convert data so it looks exactly the way you want it to. And themes, which we'll cover in a future video, but allows you to modify the look of Home Assistant UI. On the top line is a powerful search that not only searches for the title, but also for the description. Searching for lights reveals HACS repositories that might have lighting in their name, but also might be in the description. To the right of the search, we get Group By, which has three categories, such as status, which groups repositories such as downloaded, new, or available to download. Then we have Type, which groups the repositories such as dashboard, integration, templates, or themes, that complements the type filter on the left. And Don't Group, which removes all grouping. Plus groups can be expanded or collapsed. And finally we have Sort By on the top right. Here we can sort by repository name, download, star rating, activity, downloaded version, available version, status or type. Although I tend to use star rating as I want to list off the ones that are most popular. And finally we get a cog icon in the top right hand corner where you can adjust the display order of the columns or even hide columns. So that's how to install the new HACS either as an upgrade or from scratch. Then a walkthrough of the new HACS user interface and the new features this brings. Personally, I love the new look as it's much easier to see what I have downloaded, what needs attention, and what new repositories have become available. Let us know in the comments what you think of the new HACS version 2. Do you think it's a good upgrade or do you prefer the old style? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then hit that like button, comment and share. And if you want access to similar material, then subscribe or maybe become a channel member and get early access to material plus other perks. And if I've helped you upgrade or implement HACS V2, then maybe a super thanks or a PayPal donation. It's really appreciated. Until the next one.